sadistic, should say. Yeah, if I do a random ass live while I'm out here cleaning and organising, because got an inspection, house inspection on Wednesday, and even though my house is always clean because I've got ACD, something shocking, I like to go overboard. But my shop is the one that's suffering at the moment because I've not had a chance to clean it because I've been that bloody busy. There's a lot of rubbish and crap to go through. Well, not really crap, but a lot of cleaning to do because there's stuff everywhere at the moment. So let's see what's in here. Bring this forward a bit. And I don't know if I'm going to move this down, probably not. What if I change the angle of my camera? Move it down. And then 10 years around. What's up, new house? I'm out organising cleaning this at the moment because, yeah, as I was saying, I've got a house inspection on Wednesday. My house is always bloody clean. Joys of having OCD, something shocking. But I like to go overboard. The only thing that isn't clean is my shop because I've been that busy doing orders and work and stuff like that. I haven't had a chance to clean. So I've started, cleaned up that section, going through all the crap that's stored in behind here at the moment, these shelves, and just sorting out what's what. Oh, that's what's in here. This is my little fire starting kit for when I'm out camping with the kids. Char cloth. Little hatchet for fine stone work. Gonna work. Yep. That was actually a piece of antler to not put the. I think it's government's. And the wind just blew all the rubbish I swept up back in. Oh, sweep again. Bit of antler, and I put a piece of government steel in it as a striker. But that can go with my camping gear. Because teach the kids how to light a fire about using matches or a cigarette lighter. It's bloody wind. I'm going to shut that door so I might lose a bit of light. Only because this wind is picking up. That's some lights. Lishy cases, I'm not going to get rid of them because they come in handy for storing stuff. But they're all in the Lishy case now, so don't have to worry about that. Lock news. This is from my key supplier that I use. Great company here in Oz, Lock and Key. Great prices on their keys. Can't get all the keys I cut from them. They don't stock some, but they do stock some good stuff. So those aren't going out. They can go in the book collection over there. I'll sit them down here for a second. Then we can clean up my repeating table and everything else. I've got so much on the battery charger. Don't really use that because, yeah, that friggin' went to crap, didn't it? Rural Senior Scene newspaper got contacted about putting that in there. Then got my money back because it cost me like $400, and they stuffed me around something shocking. They kept saying, "Oh, it's going to be out, it's going to be out," and never come out, waiting. Still didn't arrive or anything, so I got my money back. And then when they finally put it out, they're like, "Oh, you get a lot of work," and I've had 0 jobs come in from this. Absolutely 0. See if I can find my advertisement. There it is. Quarter page. Quarter page ad. And yeah. Got nothing out of that. James Gillette, founder. Yep, that's me. But I ended up taking that ad and I kept it and made my own flyers from it that they put together. So that can go in the bin. Brand new Dremel equipment. A couple of them. Set up there so I organise that. Circlips. Repinning section. Multi-pick invoice. Multi-pick invoice. Sander. Forgot to lend that to a friend. That was from my. That was a medical certificate from my shattered ankle. So what's going on, everyone? Let me know. I can't see comments until they actually come up for some reason. And I'm getting text messages, so I can wait. Unless it's a job, I ain't leaving. One went to scalpel. Throw that in there. I was looking for that the other day. Battery always comes in handy. I think that's for my microphone. When we do our presentations. They don't have a sound system there. We take our own. That we can run the sound off of our presentation through and run our microphones off of. Got one more speaker over there. I actually got 3 speakers sitting just over here. If I spin you around, you might be able to see them. Under there. That's from back in the day. From when I used to do DJing. And see if I can actually bring up the messages so I can see them. Just here cutting master lock keys. So it must have been, yeah, it was mine. That tune that you hear, the message tune, I used to have Schism by Tool, but I got a bit bored with that. So I replaced it with one of the Prodigy's tunes, and it's actually from the movie Hackers. Because, well, it's me, why not? Right. I am actually doing a recording video as well, so I have been recording bits and pieces of cleaning up that I'm going to edit and all put together. Because not only is it talking about tips and tricks and stuff like that, as I'm cleaning up and finding stuff, but we also go through some of the kits that we've got sitting down here, like our surveillance kits that we're working on, my old photography camera, which we use for surveillance, taking photos for IDs and stuff like that. From back in the day, again, when I actually did the DJing business, we also did wedding photography as well at the same time. So we used to do both. We'd do like photos and stuff for the wedding, and then we would do the DJing and photography at the reception afterwards. So I do have my expensive kit just there. Show us your favourite tool. I can't do that on a live stream because I'll get. Oh, yes, I went there. My favourite tool. These. My hands are my favourite tools because I use them for everything. But if you're talking about access and stuff like that, then I'd have to go Viking Slim Jim Band and Travel's Hook Underdoor tool. For lockouts, a lot of residential these days, I just do leashy pick. Or if I'm just in a hurry, I'll use the Kronos, just open. I had one where, for some reason, it was like an aftermarket lock. The leashies didn't line up, Fair enough. I need to get some of those bands. I do have some in stock on the website, so you can purchase them through me. Or if you want them a little bit faster, if you're in the US, Red Team Tools, Deviant, actually stocks my bands. I make them and ship them to him. And he resells them. I think he's got them for 15, I think it is dollars US. Whereas for me, I charge $33 because that's including tax. Australian, and then for overseas postage to America, it's $25 Aussie postage. I think because that's literally how much it cost me to send one band. Oh, there we go. Yep, yeah. So Deviant resells them. Because yeah, we have a partnership deal kind of thing set up. So he resells the bands that I make, and stuff like that. So it's a good partnership. I've worked closely with Deviant on a couple of projects. One of them, which is actually in the testing phase. So I've been sent it, and now I'm actually testing it out to make sure that it is spot on. And then they will be up. They'll be, once I've confirmed that everything matches and works perfectly, then they'll be live. And I think he's sending me some as well, and stuff like that. So I don't know what's in here. Rotary tool. I don't need to use a manual. Clip. Old Manky paint brush. Ugh. Actually, I know what that's for. Feeling that, I know exactly what that's for. that is what I used to clean this. My Husqvarna. For those of you that know chainsaws and like chainsaws, this thing is unbelievable. I bought this one when I was living out on the farm. I did have a rubbishy Ryobi. Well, I don't know what happened there. My Wi-Fi just dropped for a second. As I said, I had a Wi-Fi just dropped for a second. As I said, I had a Ryobi. It worked well. Then all of a sudden, it just started not cutting straight. It started off and it would just start curving, something shocking. Put another bar on it, another chain, and the same thing. It just wasn't cutting right. It started to cut out all the time, and it was just annoying me. And I was actually cutting down a tree when it happened. So I cracked it and threw the chainsaw at the tree that I was cutting. And went, bugger it, I'm going to go and buy another one. So I actually went up to the Husqvarna dealer here in town. And this is a $600 chainsaw, but I didn't pay that much for it. Because I had a sale going. And I walked in and had a look at them, and I'm like, okay, this one would be perfect for out in the farm. It's going to just for cutting firewood and stuff like that. It's a 135 Mark II. I'm like, okay. Walk out from the shop, and I went, I'm going to come up, bugger it. Went straight back into the Husqvarna place, purchased it, and used it ever since. It has been absolutely freaking fantastic. And to show you how, to prove how good and bloody quality the Husqvarnas really are. So, I hadn't used it in 3 years at all. Still got the same fuel in it that I had in it 3 years ago. I've only cleaned it once because it's been sitting there. And took it into work because we were talking to the guys at work. One of them's after a new chainsaw and stuff like that. And he's not sure which one, so I showed him this one. I took it in. And he goes, I said to him, like, it's still got like 3-year-old fuel in it. And he goes, see if it'll start. Primed it up, third pull, she started. To show you how bloody good and reliable the Husqvarnas really are. So, yeah. Great for camping as well, for firewood. Ugh. Not bloody 3D printed small there. Dynasteel. It's alright stuff, but yeah. It's that putty you cut and you melt it, and it's meant to be as hard as steel, but it's not. You can drill it, you can tap it, you can do shit. Those elastic bands are dead. Taps. How you going, James? If you're still there. I was trying to do what a live. I was trying to set it up so that I could go live with other people. And I did send you a link, James, but for some reason it wouldn't let me connect and wouldn't let me set it up to run. So I don't know what was going on with that. It would have been awesome to go live with you, but we still need to organise when we're both actually awake and free to record. Yeah, okay. If your internet's down, it's unstable. So, yeah, I was hoping, well, once we're actually able to, once your internet's back up and we've got a time we can both do it, we have to do that video together, the chat. Interview, not really an interview, but topic talk, covering some important stuff. Some interesting stuff on radio hacking. And radio, since we all know that RF has become an obsession for James. And now my coffee's gone cold. reason. I think I've got a new one down there somewhere. I'll have to look. That goes down the kit with all the screws. But somewhere where I won't stab myself. Can't make any promises though. Mjolnir. No, not really. No sew adhesion. What did I buy that for? I was putting patches on stuff. Doesn't really work that well. Oh, I did get a new one. That was it. I think it was an Irwin lock installation. Yep, an Irwin lock installation kit. The Ryobi. I've used this. It's all right for installing the latch tool. I have used it. Works okay. Quite literally, take it, line up the hole you drill out for your latch, whack the back of it with a hammer, and it puts the cutout in for sitting the latch in nice and snug. And then you can use the little chip tool here. So you stick it in, tap it down to remove the wood so your latch is in nice and smooth. It works pretty well. It's not perfect, but she does the job-ish. Then I'll just clean up the chisels afterwards. I don't even know what's in this kit. Bits and pieces of bloody Allen keys and some gloves. Oh, what am I doing with that Stanley knife? At least I know where it is now. Shifters, needle nose pliers. They need a lube. A little bit of rust coming from it. Some hooks. I think it's my lock installation and some tools kits. Little crowbar. Can't remember what I bought that for. I really cannot remember. Not a bad little tool, but I can't remember what I bought it for. I think I've got another one that it's actually in my what I call the Break Into Anything kit. Yeah, the ute. Or as the Americans call it, a truck. I call it a ute. Well, us Aussies do anyway. That kit's fine. Welding helmet. Always have a good quality welding helmet. I do have two welders, which one of them's under there. The other one must be in a little garden shed. Here I've got a MIG welder, gas and gasless, and I've got an arc welder in which I actually have to find. It's in the little garden shed behind the shop here. I mainly these days just use the gasless MIG because she just works and it doesn't get stuck like the old rods do on the arc welder. Nothing worse than it getting stuck and tripping the fuse. Gloves, welding helmet, that stuff's fine. That's a roll of aluminium flashing. This comes in handy because it's actually what we use to teach people how to cut shims for padlocks, and they can actually in the classes cut them out themselves. That's why we've got such a big roll. Cut shims with scissors and actually learn how to shim padlocks using these. Instead of soft drink cans, we just use that. And what's in here? Bump keys. A heap of bump keys. Again, this is one of our kits that we take in the training, so people can actually have a go at bumping locks. That's what we teach them to do, using the bobs, the boards of brutality. And I always take so many because I have to keep cutting them, and then after the class, removing all the broken keys from the locks and rebuilding the locks that get damaged, because they just destroy the locks because they snap the keys off and stuff like that when they're not sure what they're doing and all that stuff. So, and to show them they can use anything instead of having a heap of bump hammers, which I should actually try and I'm thinking about trying to build some. Get some plastic for the handle and some like rubber for the hammer parts. But we teach them to use just mallets and little hammers. Speaking of a broken key, that's one that got snapped off. And of course we have the donuts. They still get damaged. What's chainsaw files? Vice grips. I think we did have impressioning in here as well, but we removed that from the class because it takes way too much in a short period of time. My big toolkit. That's one that I saw through. There's one of the newest ones I've built. One of the newest bobs. Little cam locks, these are tubular locks. So that they can actually have a go with our impressioning tools and impression the tubular locks and have a go at doing them. So yeah, I've got all the bobs up here. A lot of them just have deadbolts. Do have one handle set, so they can actually. They normally just electric pick gun that one. I've got the lock with Digilock, which I actually teach them how to decode by feel, how to decode them. The original Bob sitting there, and we've just got the new one that I built, Dob, which I actually got to work out a better leg system for that, because that one just topples. I wanted folding out legs, but I might scratch that, remove those legs, and build like a A-frame, and then just have a metal bracket that we can like literally just screw in to hold the door, because otherwise it just the legs just wobble around too much. So we can teach we teach them latch slipping, under door attacks, over the door attacks, and it's not built for it, but it is a good way as well to demonstrate the J tool, because you can go in between the door and the frame that I built, and then hook onto the thumb turn at the back and unlock the door. Battery operated Dremel. I bought that. It cuts out quite a bit. As soon as it gets a little bit of resistance on it, it stops. But when I'm out and about, I've got to clean out and tidy up lock installations, and I had one where the paint was that thick on it that I had to sand the paint back and stuff like that, on a security door actually. For some reason, it had been painted, and the paint was that thick on the inside and everything that the lock wouldn't slide. The lock wouldn't slide in. So I had to sand it all back and bend it all out and straighten it all up. So it does come in handy, but it's not like the best Dremel that you can get. Drill bits. What's that in there? $100 screwdriver set. It's not 100 bits in there because I've got some out, which are actually in my laptop bag. Which I'm still waiting for Daryl to get back to me actually about my laptop. So for some reason, all of a sudden, my laptop will not connect to my flipper. As soon as I plug the flipper in to the USB cable, run it in, comes up, unrecognized device. I updated all the drivers, just downloaded a brand new program that's like 41 gigabytes of drivers. So you can literally I'll put it onto my 1 terabyte hard drive. You can plug it into a computer. It's all set up to run off the hard drive. And you run it, and it literally goes through all your drivers and updates them all and puts brand new drivers on there and stuff like that. And the driver for the flipper doesn't exist on that one. It doesn't. I don't know what's going on with it, so I can't update my flipper through that. One of the best screwdrivers you can get for lock installations, the electrician's ones, because that little bit of plastic. Here's a screw. Plastic just stops that little bit of scratching that can happen when you're trying to install a brand new pretty lock, which normally the customer ends up scratching up with keys when they get home from drinking and they're trying to put the key in the lock. My little toolkit. It's a hammer. I actually had a fiberglass handle hammer, and I broke it. So I went and bought a steel one. Tape measure. It's not bad. The ratcheting, it's not that strong, but she does in a pinch. And another drill, although I do have the bigger drill. I do have 3. Always use the bigger one. The little one comes in handy though when I'm out and about. And I do have the battery for this in the back of the vehicle, mounted up in a fast charger, which I just plug into the inverter, charge up my batteries and stuff as I'm driving because there's a solar panel on the roof. Or when I'm away, I can charge stuff and run stuff off the 1000-watt inverter. Jigsaw that I bought and I've not used at all. I bought that to do a job and didn't end up using it. This little cutoff, Ferrex, it's an Audi one. Because of the drills and stuff like that, I've got an Audi brand. This thing definitely bloody comes in handy. I think I've got like a couple of cut-off wheels for it. The hardest bit was actually getting replacements because they Bunnings didn't have any. They were completely out of stock. But got a little diamond bit, some cutting wheels, little grinding wheel, but you can't actually purchase them from Audi. But the ones from Bunnings, I thought, yeah, I do have some. Little 76mm ones actually work. No, I don't connect it to the. I don't connect the through Bluetooth. I USB. It's a random rusty nail in there. Some long screwdrivers, they always come in handy. Get rid of that. That's for the jigsaw. Yeah, I might not keep the jigsaw in here because I haven't used it yet. So, a couple of drill bit pieces, step downs, cone, countersink. That one's meant to be able to cut through stuff and it doesn't. It's shite. One thing that everyone should have, especially when you deal with locks and you get some that screw removers for when you've got a strip screw. My phone will connect to it, but yeah, my cable won't. I don't know what's going on with it. So just all of a sudden, it's worked every other time. Just now it's gone. And of course, the tap and die set, which is missing a couple of drill bits. So yeah, I'll have to play around with that. The other one, I'm waiting on Daryl to get back to me about a program. What's this one? Oh, concrete drill bits. Daryl knows a program, or he's got one. He's got to get back to me about it. That you put on your computer, and you can actually get two drill measuring tapes in here. Oh, it's Staples. Empty pocket. Daryl's going to get back to me on a program for iPhones and iPads, Apple devices, where you can literally wipe the password off of it to be able to gain access, because when people forget their passwords, especially I need it for work, because we have residents that accidentally forget passwords to their iPads or accidentally change passwords on their iPads and don't know where they are to get in. So they asked me, and I'm like, I can't. There's a program you can actually get to gain access. So that I'm going to wait until hear back off him what it is. That's probably lightened it up a little bit. Not really. A tiny bit. That's for the chisel. Alright. See if I can bring these comments up for a sec to have a look. Yes, all. Yeah, so after, sorry to block my camera. Yeah, I tried to flash, so I'm not sure if they've updated it. I am running the Momentum firmware, and I don't know if they've updated it yet. I don't think they have. I think it's still the same version, so I am trying to run that one. Well, I am running that one, which I like. But the thing is, if I get sent files and stuff, I can't upload them onto the... I will be doing some more Flipper Zero stuff. I just haven't had a chance. I could have done the one with me opening the charge port on the Tesla, but that was naughty because I didn't have permission. I just didn't expect it to work on the first program that I run. So that was interesting. Those kits are fine. That stuff's fine. That's some products which I've got to get back into the markets. What have I got over here? They are door shields. Odds and ends of bits of wood. Always come in handy. What's in here? Yep. Door reinforcers. Only got 2 left. I think I might have one out in the vehicle, I'm not sure. For reinforcing doors. They come in handy. Oh, this is the key casting kit. Polymer clay. We were doing this in classes, but it made too much mess, and the businesses weren't very happy about the mess that staff had made. And that, so we stopped doing it in classes, like in person ones, and because someone had to be there the whole time and demonstrate it and go through everything. So we did remove it. But there's a polymer clay. I do have to replace the key casting clams because I have to print some more. Because a few of them tried to do it before we actually got in there. Yeah, I'll have to look into all that stuff. But I think Momentum's still the same. I don't think they've changed it. And super glue. Huh. I haven't tried that one. I might have to try that in a video. Yeah, so I had to break open some of these because when they poured the metal in, they only did a cast on one side and stuff like that of the key before we had a chance to get in there. And the hot metal melted through the plastic and I had to break it out, all the plastic, and destroy key casting clamps. So I do have to replace these ones for these kits. But they're available at doubt.com.au. Little thing of cocaine. Not really. It's talcum powder. Which I should have a big bottle to replace that with. I don't know where I put it. It's around somewhere. Couple of jet lighters. Yep, that'll work. So So my original spoon, which is ones you probably know about, those that make sinkers or casts of other metal pointed objects. That's the original one, but I actually purchased these. These are actually wax melting spoons for when they do the little wax seals and stuff like that. They work really well for it. It's actually some of the woods metal stuck on there, which will heat up and will come off. But they work really well for it. That was a little clay freaking spoon rest just when it gets hot. Woods metal, perfect key size chunks. Once they're done casting the keys and stuff like that, then I melt it all back down and use one of these little trays to make it perfect little rollers. When followers don't work out, become great little rollers for it. But wouldn't doubt work in a pinch. Roll the clay out. That kit's fine. I just need to update and add some more clams to that, so I'll have to print some of them off. They have fun with it. It's just it makes way too much mess that the customers weren't happy about because it was on the table. So that was fun. That stuff's alright at the moment. That'll be fine because that's just all beer. Spin around and let's clean up this repinning table because that is a mess. As you can see. Keep the mozzies out. And the bugs that keep flying in here. Bloody wind blew it, sweeping it all up, and the wind blew it all back in. They are pins for the RF, not the RF, the microwave radar boards for the flipper. These bad boys that pick up motion through walls and stuff like that, and you can actually use them with the Flipper Zero. So I have been making these ones. I haven't tested yet. The other ones I have. Test them, make sure they work before I'll put them up on the website. But they're a fun little board. I can't remember what I was using that for. Went shit everywhere. Lock lubricant. I go through so much of this stuff, it's not funny. It's the tail pieces. Little Euro like pin holder. Don't really use it. This is actually a case that was sent to me from Locksmith's Toolbox back in the day. They don't exist anymore. That business is gone. He moved over to the US. But Comes in handy to hold bits and pieces of some springs and some pins and some of the little segmented followers and tail pieces, just stuff that comes in handy. I was thinking if I can get my hands on some little boxes like this, I can actually use my laser engraver over there, which does wood and paper and cardboard. It's little boxes and actually put the Doubt logo into it, burn them in. Then I can stock them. That's a great little 3D printed tool, especially if you deal with screen door locks. Oh, it doesn't like this one. So little security door, screen door locks. Quite literally take the cap off the top, stick your lock into here. It's actually one I don't stock on the website. I might actually print them and stock them. If I can find the file where I put it. I did have the file, I just can't remember where I put it. Do one of the emails. So you take the cap off, has all your pins and springs and everything in here. Sit it in here, close it up like that. Then you give it a few good wraps. Run the key in and out to make sure everything falls down. Then when you open it up, all your springs, your drama pins and your key pins are all sitting in here. Perfect for you to then take out, replace them with new ones, close it all back up again, let them all go down, put the cap on. Makes gutting and repinning these so much easier and quicker. So let us know if you want to, if you deal with these, if you want to see these on the website. Just remember you always got to install it back in the correct way. But this one I've got to pin up anyway. So it hasn't been pinned. I always keep a couple of these pinned up with new keys in the vehicle. Just for quick switch outs and stuff like that. That one is pinned, but I pinned it up, but I don't know what I did with the key to it. So I'm going to have to see what pins are in it, colours, and then do them myself. You just commented there, let's have a look. I'll bring up the comments for me. Not too bad. And Elijah, I haven't seen you in a while, mate. Comments come up and then they, oh, there we are. Talking Sasquatch Discord should have plenty on that too. I do have a Flipper section up on our private Discord server, but I haven't really put a whole lot up on there yet because I've been busy with the online course stuff. So what the hell is that? No, rubbish. Oh, what was in that? Got pins for something. Looks like a Lockwood because it's got the Lockwood spools in it. I'll have to. So if you are interested in these, then I'll find the file. I think I've got it in my email somewhere. I'll have to go through and so I don't think it's on my printer anymore. See you, James. Have a good one, mate. Yeah, I got it somewhere. That is filthy. That was one I actually had a lock-in job, not a lock-out, a lock-in. So got a call for a lock-in. I'm like, what do you mean locked in? They're like, we have to climb through the window to get out. I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah, our screen door for the first time ever is actually shut and locked us in. And I'm like, interesting. So I go around there and first thing in the morning. And because I won't go anywhere that night. So I'm like, first thing in the morning, went around there because I couldn't get it that night. And what had happened was their screen door didn't have, I don't have the actual lock armor anymore. The screen door didn't have a handle on it, the front or the back. And what had happened was the latch and the pin at the top had both fallen down into the strike hole, the strike plate hole. Because normally when the door shuts, pushes the top pin in, which extends the latch out and stuff like that. Both of them had fallen down in there and couldn't open the door. So I ended up getting the traveller's hook and pry bar and pushed it back in. Then replaced it with a brand new handle and new sets of keys and everything for him. But took the lock out. I still got the lock here. It's absolutely filthy. So I won't use that. I might put in a giveaway or something. Someone can have a pick on it. These are extremely challenging to pick because of the amount of pressure put down on the pins. Blanks here for shimming. That's a core out of something. Don't think it was out of the... No. That was an Abus body. Don't know why I got that sitting there. Shims, they're fine. That's a restricted keyway. That's a JA. I'm pretty sure it's these Abus. Take the 570 cylinders. Yeah, they take 570 cylinders. Ovals. I think that's why that was in there, because I had that. Yeah, A3 series. Yeah, you can replace the cylinders with a 570 oval cylinder. That's why that body was sitting there, because that was in it. Pinning trays, little pinning kit. I got one in the back of the vehicle. This is the one I keep in here. It's just your standard lab repinning kit for Lockwoods and Whitco's. I do have some for Gainsborough. These are pins for Gainsborough locks, the TU2 keyway. Little fact for you is, they do have a serration on the top of the key pin. But they're actually a smaller diameter pin than what goes into your Lockwoods. Ever so slightly, but they are a slightly... Geez, I didn't even know there's stuff sitting in these ones. That's master pins. Key pins. Not a blank, that's a... I have no idea what that key's to. Wait, is it? No, that's not one. No, not that. That's not the one either. No, the key, I have no idea what it was for. That's quick set. That's JMA. These I've got for taking car keys apart, and I actually broke one. Wasn't on a car key, but little pry tools come in handy. My little follower holder. So that is available on the website. I haven't printed any in a while. But great little one to hold all your followers in. can also sit tweezers and stuff like that in there. And a little hole at the front there for your shims. Here's another one I printed and never actually put on the website or sold. Little pinning shoes. Yeah, another blank. What's that? That's a WC2. Oh. Some drivers, some springs, big spring. I have no idea what that was for. Yeah, I don't have a state of the kitting pit like Jason. We keep him sitting there. Random ones in there. What's in that? Ah, some screwdriver bits. For a little screwdriver. Don't know what the calipers. Oh, I was measuring pins, that was it. The best gutting wrench. One that Lock Noob. I actually have two of these. I got one here inside. I got one out in the vehicle. Little pair of pinning tweezers. These were ones I actually made back in the day. They still work well. It's quite literally just a normal pair of tweezers, and then I filed the grooves in at the tip so I can actually grip the pins. Works well. There's a towel piece tool. Don't know where that come from. Might have been actually Jason, I think, sent me that ages ago. I haven't used these. Sparrow's Master Keying kit. I'd never master key up a lock to this. Still brand new in the pack. Look at this. There's the one where you can actually learn about master keying. I'd never do it to these, ever. But little master pins do come in handy in a pinch if you need to couple of master pins and stuff, so that's why I keep that one on hand. And this is the odds and ends ones I've dumped out of locks. Key pins, driver pins. It's ones I've dumped out of locks. It's actually, whoa. Goes to show on the last looked in here. Look for the bloody tweezers that are in my hand. This has taken me back. That shows when I last looked in that kit, because I just dumped stuff into it. These are really, really old. Where's the camera? Security pins that I made for challenge locks back in the day. That I just dumped into there. That's caps for padlocks. So I do have a little bag of, so that your brass padlocks that, you know, they say they can't be repinned. You drill the caps out, repin it to new key, and then I've got some new replacement caps to cap it back up again. But I've completely forgot I had some homemade security pins in here. I've got some serrated spools. T-pins, Christmas trees, mushrooms. Jeez. I haven't made a challenge lock in years. No, I mean years. Government steel. I was going to do something with that. I can't remember what it was now. What was that from? That is a Lane. I can't remember. I never use it though. That can go in the bin. Let's clean this up. Those pencil comes in handy. Ugh. Oh, there goes the pen. You can tell I haven't wiped that down in a while. Look at the bloody dust on it. If I use it, I just don't wipe it down. And of course, you need light when you're working on them. That'll do. I'll get round to cleaning that. That one I'll probably give away. I'll throw that in the giveaway box. So when I actually refurbish locks, like rekey them, the locks body and everything is still in great nick, and they want to keep it. Like if it's like a vintage style, I clean them out using. For those of you that are interested, it's expensive, but WD-40 contact cleaner. This stuff works great for cleaning them out. Because you can spray it, wash everything out, clean everything out, but it doesn't leave, when it dries, a residue on there. No powdery residues or anything like that. It's used for electronics. You can actually wash out electronics. So electronic latches, like the ones that we use at work, when the servo starts to get a little bit sticky and glitchy and it's not unlocking properly, give it a good wash out with this, and all the black gunk of graphite and dust that builds up in there actually cleans out, and you can use the electronics are safe to use. So it cleans it but doesn't destroy anything. So I wash my locks out with that. It's up $16 a can, I think it is. $17 a can. So you can wash them out, give them a good clean out, like just did with that. Leaves no residue, and then I repin them. Lubricate them, and then they're good to go. That's kind of clean enough. Yeah. This is all nails and screws and steel plates. Brackets. When I built the Bob. Sorry, not Bob. Dob. There's another Lishy case. Now the key machines. As you can see, they're messy. angle. Because I cut so many keys that I don't get a chance to actually. Like just the other day, I was cutting up. I wonder where all that coming from. It's from the window. Had it open to get some fresh air in here. Yeah, just the other day I had like $225 worth of keys for an order. Which reminds me, I got to order some HU66 blanks, I think it is, to build some jiggler keys. This will be a little bit quicker. So I do apologise for the noise for a second. My comment section's still going. Let's have a look. Come on. Oh, Dana's here. Long time no see. If you're still around, Dana. I actually have. So, what started off was well before the business ever existed. This is the machine that started it all off. So, at the time, my ex-wife kept losing the keys to the house. Like, literally, she was losing one a week. And I joked around and said it'd be cheaper for me to purchase a key cutting machine and then just duplicate the keys for you. You know, as a ha ha ha. I purchased it. So that's what originally started it off. Which I still use today. It is still going strong. I've cut so many keys off this thing, it is not funny. It was originally just an automatic duplicator. So you actually put your key you wanted to copy, your blank, brought it across, press and held the button in, and it automatically just went across and cut the key. And I was using that just to duplicate keys and stuff, and then I'm like, one night, when I was at the old place before I moved to this one, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, I want to modify my key machine. So I can actually cut to code on it. So I modified it so that I now literally just cut to code using space and depth keys, and turn the automatic key machine into a manual one. Turn the power on, turn it off, turn the light on off. That light's really bright, so I'll just put a little bit of plastic shielding over it. But yeah, I literally modified that like 2 o'clock in the morning. And then when I was doing the soldering work on the wiring, I had the soldering iron leaning over the handle here. And turned around to grab it and grab the metal end, not the handle. I ended up burning my fingers. So that started it off. And then I've bought the little bench grinder, and I'm like to buff keys, and I ended up purchasing a nylon brush off of eBay, which had come over from China because nowhere here had them. What was the mod? So the modification was I removed the gearing in it. So there was a gear in the unit just here, so that when the machine turned on, it literally rotated and pushed the metal rod forwards. The metal bar goes across it, so I took that out, replaced left that gearing out, and then the wiring was set up so that you press and hold the button in, and then it would, after like 5 seconds holding the button in, then it would automatically cut, which I replaced with a straight on and off switch. So I replaced the wiring on it. And it used to have a crank handle on the back, which the one I've got for classes down here, which I'll grab out and show you. If you didn't have power, you can manually hand crank it to cut a key. So I got rid of that because I didn't like it. And that was the modifications I did to it. So now I literally cut to code. So I've got space and depth key sets and stuff like that to cut the code with. So I purchased that one. Now I'm like, people are like, can you cut these? And I'm like, no, I don't have a laser cutting machine to cut out those car keys. So I ended up purchasing this one. So I can actually duplicate car keys. Works well. I use it for some. I've cut canopy keys and stuff like that, duplicated them for people. This one is literally a duplicating machine. You could probably cut the code if you get the space and depth keys for slider locks and stuff like that, but I don't use it for that. This one still works well. As I said, I haven't used it in a while because I haven't cut any slider keys. But that was what started off. I now have 3 of these machines. The one out the back of my vehicle, I've left completely stock. So it is an automatic duplicator because out in the field, I only duplicate a house key if need be. If I need to cut the code, I come home and do it. Or in a pinch, I use my Lishi clippers to cut to code using the ultralight keys. I don't like cutting with ultralight keys. Don't have any WC2. I've got to stock that up. Do I have any gains barriers? Nope. Maybe I got rid of them all. Probably did. So yeah, ultralight keys, those aluminium ones, I don't like them. They're horrible keys. But I do have a couple in my Lishi key cutting clipper bag. Just if need be, I can use my space depth keys. I've done videos on how to cut the code using that and stuff. But most of the time out in the field, I'm just duplicating a copy of a key that I'm already done. But if they want one cut to code, if I'm like rekeying a lock for a customer, they want a new key, I cut to code here. I only cut the one key the locks up to that, and then if they want duplicates of that key, I cut them there and there. So the other one is completely stock standard, which runs off the inverter and the battery packs in the back of your vehicle. You've seen all that before. And stuff, or if there's no power, I can hand crank it to cut a key, but I've always got power wherever I go. The other one of these machines that I actually set up for classes, which we will get stuck into my keys over here in soon, but let's move these around. Down the back here. this is the one we take for classes. The difference with this one is they actually started putting a plastic shroud covering the cutting wheel. The one in the back of the vehicle has the same. When I bought, they put a piece of plastic in the back here to stop brass from spraying everywhere. But this is another one that I modified. A wee bit closer. So again, this one I modified slightly. So when we do the in-person classes, this one actually comes with a Euro body plug. So I bought an adapter for it, which reminds me, I actually have to test and tag this. Hopefully it passes. Since I do testing and tagging as well. So this one, again, was an automatic duplicator. Put keys in, it goes and automatically duplicates. I removed the gearing, cleaned up that system, put an on and off switch so I can turn power on continuously. Because in the classes, what we do is we literally take a photo of someone's key. We then decode that photo and we show them how to decode the photo. Or they have a go at using the key gauge cards, decode their key or one of the keys to our locks, and then we literally cut the key to code and they have a go at cutting to code. And stuff like that. But, you know, it's great kit, great machine, works well for what I need. But I left the hand crank on this one. So they can actually have a go, and if there's no power where we're set up, they can quite literally hand crank to cut the key to code. Pull it out, and the power will kick in because there's a safety switch. But push that in, someone cranks it, and you can actually cut the code. Or just duplicate a key using that. So yeah, that's the one we use for classes. Then the one out in the vehicle was no modifications to it at all. Actually, I probably can't test tag this because I modified it. So it's not original. Different switch. Alright, if we need power, I just run off my inverter. Let's put that back down here. So, yeah, that's that. Let's have a look, because I know I've got to clean it up and do some work. And while I'm here, and got y'all with me. That sounds a bit weird saying that. Aussies don't say y'all. This is a mess. Key blanks galore. Actually, that's just it's a couple of new cutting wheels to replace. Garage door remote. These are little quick clone ones. That is CB44Rs, grain furrows, some Y1s or the YA1Es we use here. And I did order in 30 30 LW3s because I go through so many of these. It's not funny. Quite literally, I have to cut so many of these because so many of the master keys or common use keys here use this. So these all have to be stamped and then put. I'm still alive, just. So yeah, I have to stamp all these with my logo and then put them all in here. These ones, I'm trying to get a seller that stocks these. These are the EMK ones. I sent a couple of them. My key supplier doesn't stock them. So I've got to try and find somewhere else I can get them. So that another master key that I have, the 333 key, uses this key blank. And I don't stock it on the website yet because I can't get a supplier. Two of the 16120 keys, which actually one of those is for Daryl. So I have little pics that were sent to me. It's got to go in the kit. More key blanks. What are these? Quickset. Don't use Quickset here. But sometimes you can use the Quickset key blanks for those iconic. So they can all be stamped and done. UV phone sanitizer. That I actually purchased during COVID. My idea was it ran off USB. There it says lock force. Runs off USB. And you can stick your phone there. It's meant to wirelessly charge your phone if your phone's set up for that. And sanitize your phone using ultraviolet light to kill bugs. And during COVID, I had this plan of, people needed keys cut because of COVID and stuff like that. I can open this up, get them to put their key in here, close it up, sanitize it, disinfect it quickly, and then open up and have a sanitized key. It didn't end up going ahead because we couldn't go anywhere or do anything. But I've still got it because who knows what I'll use it for. It might come in handy for something. Oh, there we go. That's an ultralight. That's a Gainsborough. I do not like these keys. They break easily. They're a pain. But when it comes to your Lishi key clippers, and if you're trying to quickly duplicate or cut to code out in the field using them, the ultralights are the way to go because they cut so easily. They're not going to damage your clippers, unlike a high quality key that is a lot thicker. Than the ultralights. There is a massive difference. So your Lishi key clippers are going to get damaged trying to duplicate with using these. Ultralights for that is the way to go. Then you can literally, if you get a chance, use a machine to duplicate it onto a real key. A real key. Not that ultralight crap. Yeah, so this is where I keep all my domestic keys. Normal. Some of them aren't domestic. But like all my LW4s, 5s, LW4Rs, which is a reverse profile. A little bit rarer, but you still come across them every now and then. So it's always good to have that. And it's actually in the Aussie 5 bump key set that I make. So the Aussie 5 bump key set consists of the LW4, the LW5, so your 5 and 6 pin. The LW4R, which is the 5 reverse profile. The Gainsborough TE2. And I also include the YA1E, the Yale, because we're starting to see more Yales come in, especially with a lot of these new smart locks. A lot of them that come in, the PIN code and stuff like that, use a Yale keyway. So having that comes in handy. And yeah, I'm the only one that actually does with the bump key set that I sell. I don't know if I'm the only one that does it. There might be someone else that does it as well now. Oh, Lockwood Locks, yeah. I was actually just talking to a guy who's come over from America and saying what locks that I'm interested in. But that's a different thing. So I cut the first set ever of bump keys that I made, and then put up a video about it, and then Pick Pals used my video. They sent me an email advertising their bump key set, and they had a video, and I'm like, Doubt set, and I'm like, their bump key set uses the LW4, the LW5, the LW4R, and the Gainsborough. It doesn't have the Yale. And I'm the one that put the L in there. So, yeah. The other one I've got to find a seller stocker of. The NCR6, which those of you that know your keys probably tell just by looking at it. This is the key blank that is used for the C4150. We do use it here, but there was a shortage of these. At one stage, could not get these keys in Australia at all. They're all waiting on back orders to come in. But my seller doesn't stock those ones. So I've got to try and find another seller for that. The EMK ones. Also got some other things in here. The Fosco shopping trolley key. So I actually have one of these on my key ring. This is what the trolley people use to unlock the trolleys, the coins, so you don't have to use a coin. I mean, you get 3D printed and you get the plastic ones, but these are steel. They last a lot longer than the plastic. Key rings, this end. Got some of the old cabinet keys for the old vintage cabinet. My Doubt stamp for stamping my logo into all my keys. Some people might have the OG, the original bump key sets that I had, which actually didn't have my logo stamped in the key. I used to use the stamps and stamp the word Doubt into all the keys. So if you do see a set of that, that is the OG, the original bump keys that ever went out. So I got the stamp made up. And keys that I cut out and for customers, I always stamp it with Doubt, because then I know if my keys get around. Down the bottom section here, these are all, I purchased that for like $40 off of eBay. The guy had a heap of keys. Like it was a big bag full of keys, odds and ends. What's that one? Oh, okay. Yeah, I got that one made in the US and sent over here to stamp my logo. So the guy had it for $40. The bottom shelves are empty. I got to do them, and all that, everything labelled and neat and tidy. Usually, my shop is a mess at the moment. But he had this for like, I think he had them up for like 60, I think 40, and got it. But these are all old automotive keys. But DATS 9s and DATS 9Rs. Probably won't use them. Who knows? But for $40, I couldn't pass it up. Like, some of them aren't. This is HT ones. HD1Rs. So there's some automotive, there's some non-automotives, like MTG1s. So some interesting key blanks. But for $40, I couldn't say no. So I went after the two. So yeah, these I've got to add stuff to. Got nothing in there at the moment. I think that was a mix of odds and end keys. Right. Hon 37. Hon 33. Hon 53R. I think there's some car keys in here, like I don't remember what I ordered them ones for. So yeah, some automotive keys just in case. Oh, here's some odds and ends. Again, some shells, because it's easier to duplicate the key and then switch the internals across. These are some odds and ends. What's this? UNI 42. That's a GT6R. C368. Easy cut, made in Australia. Again, I don't know if I'll use them, but they're handy ones to have. What machine do I here? Oh, that's a little bloody Z-ball, I think it is. Basic duplicator for automotive. I think that's like Toyotas and stuff. Let's have a look. I'm trying to read the comments here. Still here, just multitasking. Hey, yo, I think Parky Lock will be a Locky. I can't read that bit because there's something in the way. Don't know if I've ever seen be a Lockwood. I don't think. No, if I. No, I'm pretty sure that is a locked on. A locked on lock. I do have one over in my lock picking kit that we use for training. Yeah, locked on. Took me a second to think of it then. What's in here? Oh, the SBB Pro 2. Auto controller. Again, for programming keys. I haven't used it. I don't like to really program keys and deal with that stuff. I might get like the... I have everything, yeah. Yeah. I'm like, oh, something shiny, buy it. Oh, shit. So next one I'm thinking about getting is like the mini baby or something like that to do the chips. But there's so much rubbish, well, not rubbish, there's so much involved in automotive that I'll duplicate keys, switch internals across on ones that I can, because it's usually cheaper for the customer than, trying to program a whole new key. But automotive is a whole nother world. So I literally send my automotive jobs that I get asked to. I pass them on to a mate of mine who's a locksmith here in town, who runs his own business. and he specialises in automotive. He just deals primarily 99% of the time in automotive. So when it comes to automotive stuff, he's the only one that I trust and I send jobs on to. Rather than me trying to mess around with the stuff and bugger it up. Oh, and a headband magnifier for impressioning, which I haven't used because I magnify on my phone. And that's just some automotive. Plastic shelves. Yeah. Just put you in there. Right up the top here. RFID tags for when I need to clone RFID stuff. High frequencies, low frequency cards, heaps of tags. Even got, for those of you who got like little SpongeBob, some looks like Japanese stuff. Automotive. That's actually a Honda 8E microchip for a car. So yeah, when I have to clone RFID stuff out in the field, I got like 4 different cloners now. I've done videos on. If you go back through my videos, I've got 2 handheld ones. One that does high frequency and low frequency. One that just does low frequency. The high frequency and low frequency is bloody annoying because it's FRIC card and it reads out the number you scan. But the only downside to that is it actually puts a password lock on the tag that you copy, so it can't be copied again or anything like that. Or you can't rewrite to that card. It's a pain. So I used my Proxmart 3 to wipe the card, to remove the password and stuff like that. But out in the field, in a pinch, I use my flipper. To duplicate. But yeah, that stuff is kind of clean and neatish. Up the top there's just junk. Some books and information and customer code book, which I cannot remember the encryption that I put in the actual book. I did have it saved in my old phone, and my old phone died. So what I was doing, I'm going to have to work out a new one, is customers, when I rekey a lock for them, like their front door and stuff like that, if they want me to, I put their key code in the book. Which I had a system so that the numbers actually meant something else. I cannot remember what it was. But I did that to keep their codes on file, because that way then if they lock themselves out of their house, they just call me up, state who their name is, their address, which I have written down as well, in separate, just to double confirm who they are. I always remember who the customer is anyway. And they lock themselves out, then I just say to them, okay, do you want me to cut you a key? Give them a key to get into their house. Works out a lot cheaper for them than me actually doing a lockout for them. But it's only if they want that key kept on file. You have to keep your encryption codes. Yes, it was on my old phone, which I actually had the decipher tool, so I could actually decipher what the cuts were, because what's in the book is completely different to what it is in real life, and I cannot remember what it was. So it looks like those people are gonna end up with lockouts, not getting keys cut until I can actually remember what it was and crack it. So that was fun. What else has been cleaned up in my shop? That was a new one that I purchased a sign, a key line. I actually got two of them. I thought I ordered one, but two arrived. So I put one up in the shop here above the machines. And of course, no stupid people beyond this point. You can't go beyond that point because it's a bloody wall. The bit you're used to seeing. My lockpicking station. Yeah, they kind of randomly just pop up at their house and just pick their lock and with Alicia and decode it, be like, oh, okay, yep, now I understand it. I don't think I should do that. Yeah, this is what you normally see, this area when I do videos. Which is a bit of a mess because I've been literally recording the stuff for the online course. So, do have some of the microwave radar boards. These ones have been tested. So I just got to put them up on the website. So now they work. Of course, my label maker, so I can actually label the rest of those keys. So I've got to get around to, and I need to get some batteries for that. Because I like things labelled so I know what's what. Pick sets, dimple picks, which I don't use anymore because I only come across dimple locks. Some stickers from Multi-Pick. The old original Tombstone. For those of you that remember that, back in the day. And then, yeah, I kind of cleaned up most of my shop. I got my printer, little laser burner for something red on that. Unless it was red and it's just faded. I have no idea. I can't remember. But yeah, little laser wood burner. So I can burn. I was doing. I've done a video on that in the past. I was doing like little wooden tags. I'm trying to find one that I've actually burnt. I don't have any. I thought I had some wooden tags I burnt. Maybe not. But yeah, I can literally burn my logo and stuff into little. So that's what I was thinking. I might get some like little wooden boxes, to put some that you can put stuff in, and then just burn my logo on the top of it. And then of course, where I do all my photos, a little light box. So they're photos of my products and stuff like that, because it just gives you much better professional looking setup for or photo for the website. And then I've got literally like my camping equipment stashed down the back here, which if Dana's still around, she knows all about camping, so I see it up on Facebook quite a lot. I do see you putting the stuff up there. Got me swag, which I did on my other channel, which I haven't done anything on in a bloody long time. Kids' tents, the little wood stove sitting in the bottom there, which I actually going to get. So I have the barbecue plates to go on that wood stove, which can actually cook on the top of it. You can use it as a fire pit. So yeah, it's a King's wood stove, and I've got the barbecue plate, so you can actually cook on top of it. You can take the cover off, use it as a fire pit. It's up off the ground. The flue comes with a step out, so you can actually put it just under your gazebo, so you can warm up a gazebo kind of thing, and puts the smoke out the top. Great little, weighs a ton, but it's a great little wood stove. I've cooked on it quite a few times. I actually burnt my hand pretty badly on it as well. So I got the 3-step barbecue hot plates, which you knock into it, so you can actually cook up off the top of it a little bit more. And I was just talking to a friend of mine from work who is away camping at the moment. She put some photos up on Snapchat, and I'm like, I have that wood stove because they were cooking on it. And I'm like, I have the exact same wood stove. So then I have those same barbecue plates. And she's like, oh, it's absolutely awesome. We've got the wood smoker as well. So we can smoke meat. And I'm like, that's one I haven't got. They also got the water boiler. It's like a stainless steel kettle box, a little tap on it that you stick onto the side or clip onto the side of the wood stove, and it boils the water. I'm like, I just use a kettle for that. I have a little metal kettle that I put on top of the wood stove. When it's not a fire ban, you can actually use it. But she's like, the wood smoker, the offset smoker that you plug in, put on the top of it. So it's actually got racks, box that goes on top of the wood stove. It's got racks in it, so you can put your food in there, and then the smoke comes up across and out, and you can actually use it for smoking meat and cooking. And I'm like, she goes, it's actually really good to cooking. And I'm like, okay. It's $119 plus $20 shipping. I'm like, as soon as I get the money, I'm ordering the smoker for it. For when I take the kids away camping during the summer holidays here, during the big school holidays, when the weather's actually decent. So got that. Yeah, 2 kids' tents. I take my swag. Mine's a double swag. I like swags because in winter it's smaller, compact, warms up easier. You literally just unroll it, put your 3 hoops in, your 3 lots of poles, the hoops, peg it either side, and you're good to go. It's got your mattress, you know, your blankets in there. I don't have a sleeping bag, it's not in there. Chuck a pillow in, you're good to go. Winter keeps you warm, it's completely waterproof. In summer, you can open up, keep the top open, so the canvas off the top. It's got a wire mesh or fly wire mesh, very fine mesh. On the top, you can open up windows at the head and the feet. Again, same mesh. Lets the wind come right through, keeps you cool, and because you're down on the ground, you don't heat up as much. So this is all my camping stuff. I've also got like a little, move this out of the way. Also got a little portable chemical toilet as well. Just so that when we go bush with the kids and there's literally no toilet block around, we've got a toilet that we can use, and a toilet tent. I actually bought this as well, and I haven't really used it. A little gas fire. I got it for doing some market stalls and stuff like that in winter, but you can't use it in an enclosed space. It's got to be in an open space. And it literally just takes one of your little gas bottles, little stove ones. I got a box of these somewhere, I think. It's somewhere. I'm just not sure where. I have to find it. But yeah, takes just these plugs into the back of it, and you've got a little gas heater. There's no fan on it, so the heat's only close. And now I'm like, I wonder if it would work. And I kind of tested it, and it kind of does, in a way. But there's another reason why I purchased this as well, because of the wood stove. Because the wood stove puts the heat off the box itself, you can push the heat forwards. So I purchased this. And those of you that have wood fires probably know what this is. It's a fan. An eco fan. So you stick this on the wood stove, or I can actually sit it on top of here, and it will actually balance on the top. Heats up, and it runs on heat. Yep, so it heats up, and then the fan starts spinning. It actually heats up and runs the motor on the inside, and it pushes the heat forwards. These are designed for your wood fires inside. Ones that don't have built-in fans, stick it on the top, it actually pushes the heat around. So I purchased that to go on the top of here, and I have tested it, and it does work. It does push the heat forwards once it heats up. And of course on the wood stove. So I can actually have the wood stove sitting just outside the gazebo and then push some of the heat in if it gets cold overnight. So, great little addition. See, I like to be prepared for stuff. Not crazy prepper nut kind of thing, but yeah, exactly. The heat pushes it towards you. Just going to quickly check these comments. I had a bad back as well. I actually have 2 discs out my back, L4 and L5. So I actually threw my back out sleeping in it the first time. They're very high tensile foam, but you can get the double thickness. It just doesn't roll up and fit back in the bag. So I have looked at the cot for it, but it's hard to find the cot to keep it up off the ground for the double. And I did have some saving up the money, and the store that I was going to get the double off of didn't have any in stock, so they ordered something in for me, but I ended up having a massive bill come in, had to spend the money, like, oh, it's arrived, and I'm like, yeah, 4 months after you told me it'd be here in 2 weeks. So I'm like, well, it'll have to wait till another time. And yeah, if I'm not cooking on the wood stove, the King's one that I've got there, the barbecue hot plates, and I do have the little gas stoves that, you know, the same gas mate style ones. I'm not using them. Another one I purchased a long time ago. A very, very long time ago. On the Kids Air mattresses that no longer goes in the box, so I have to find a bag for that. Sit it there for a minute. So I think Aldi were actually stocking these. I'll get another privacy tent. One of these pop-up privacy tents to set up as a bathroom shower thing. So yeah, Aldi were actually stocking these at one stage. So I purchased one. I've used it a few times. It's not too bad. It's okay-ish. Works better with the beechwood charcoal, the real charcoal, not briquettes. But usually if I'm out and about. So this is a little I did have a mat for it. I don't know where I put the mat. Mat's not in there anymore. The little barbecue. Food kind of does stick to it a little bit, so I had one of those barbecue mats on there. I'm going to have to get a new one and then cut it to fit. But you literally just put your charcoal in the bottom here. So you unclip these. Take that off. You put some of the lighter fluid gel on the bottom around the ring just there. Stick that on, put your charcoal in here. Heats up. And then you can actually put batteries in the bottom of it. Put some batteries down in here and turn the fan on. So you can actually turn the fan on and it pushes air up through the charcoal and brings the heat up and out, so you can control how much heat it actually puts out. But it's a nice little, easy and effective little barbecue, tabletop barbecue you can take around. And yeah, nice little benchtop one. Something I like to have multiple cooking sauces when I'm out and about. So, I mean, I've always got the gas stove, but gas stove's always in the back of the ute, in the drawer. And I'll get notifications of images sent through. So I've got the gas stoves, they're always in the back of my ute. No. Not going to starve. I'm an ex-chef, I mean, come on. Let's realise this shirt's making me look fat. I'm not. But it's making me look like I am. I'm still 100 kilo, but it's always good to have backups. Because a lot of people, you know, they go away camp and something fails on them. They're like, oh, now I'm stuck. So it's always good to have backups. Yeah, wood stove, this, the 2 gas stoves, my camp oven as well. I've got a proper camp oven, cast iron, big cast iron frying pan as well, so I can cook straight over hot coals. And when we go away, I take the bows with us. So I've got my hunting bow, which is set up to take down a deer. I do have the gas balls in it. Steak. So it's always good to have contingencies in place in case something fails on you. On my other channel that I've set up, which I haven't put anything on, the Hunting and Prepping with Dale, I did do one on these. So everywhere when we go away camping, as I was saying, I've got power constantly in the back of my ute. Yep, 2 everything just in case. Well, I've got different backups. So after 5 a.m, you can't use open fires. I have the gas stoves. If you can, use like charcoal and stuff like that. Then I've got the barbecue, and you can actually use. So the good thing about that wood stove is it's multiple fuel source. Some places won't let you have an open fire, so it's contained. If they won't let you burn wood and stuff like that, you can use the briquettes in there. You can actually throw charcoal and burn charcoal in the wood stove, and stuff like that. So, yep. This one I actually purchased from Costco. I've done a video on it. This is my lights. I didn't realise they actually gave me a sticker. So this is a camp light setup, 4 bar LED. So there's orange and white camping lights that I purchased. I did do a video on it. Plugs into the cigarette port in the 2 battery packs that I have in the back of my ute. An alcohol stove. I used to have one, an old alcohol stove. I used to have them, but yeah. So you quite literally, these are magnetic. I can stick them inside of the gazebo, which I always have the gazebo at the back of the ute. And then the drawer pulls out, the camping drawer, emergency tools drawer. Has a wooden board that sits on top, so it's like a little shelf. We've got 2 battery packs in there, the inverter, so I can run mains power out of it, anything up to 1,000 watts. Solar panels on the roof. Then I use the one mainly all the time. The other one I just use for lighting, and then can change the plug across to charge each battery pack when I need to. These things light up like freaking daylight. They are so bloody bright, it's not funny. But all the bugs come around, so you can actually use the orange light and still lights up. You can see what you're doing. Bugs don't come around as much. That's why I have mosquito coils burning as well when you go away camping, so I don't get beaten alive. But an LED bar light set, absolutely fantastic, and yeah, runs for ages because they're LEDs. I also have backup lights as well. So I do have a little ring light that I use when I'm recording videos if I'm out and about doing jobs, which I haven't done any in a long time because I'm too busy focusing on doing the work and recording. So I have a little LED ring light. But I also have, again, contingencies in plan. This is the one my kids have for when they need to go to the bathroom. Solar charge, so we can charge it during the day. I also have a little solar fold-out blanket to charge phones and USBs and stuff like that. So yeah, little LED solar lantern. It's not very bright, but it's all right for the kids to go to the bathroom with. Have it hanging up in the bathroom tent, toilet tent. And then on top of that, I also have a little bit rusty. The old hurricane lanterns. You can run these off Terps, I think it is. But I actually do run, I can still smell it, citronella. You can run these off the citronella as well. And these put out light, but they also put out the smoke to get rid of mosquitoes and stuff from hanging around. So yeah, again, backup. So yeah, that's most of my camping gear anyway that I have here. One thing that I've got, I don't spare pegs. I've got my gazebo covers. I could use a gazebo for markets when I was doing them, which I haven't done in a while. These are illegal to use now. I actually found these when I moved into the house. I found these in the back shed, in the little garden shed. So they're actually illegal to use, these ones, because they've got the serrated steel jaws. These are rabbit traps, they call them. So can't use these now. They've got to have padded rubber jaws. You've got to have a license tag on it with your name and address and all that stuff. Dead spider on there. They have to have certain offsets. But if shit hits the fan, rules go out the window. And they actually still work. I have tested these. I do have to give these a clean up because they are a bit rusty. I do actually set this one up without hurting myself. This will be interesting, knowing my luck. Yes, we all know what my luck is like. Let's go down and we can actually see. Hopefully I don't get demonetized for this stuff. It's been a long time. Let's bring up that rust a bit. One's incomplete. But no, one of them I was cleaning up. No. This one is a little bit seized up. Not too bad though. There we go. And I did that off camera. It's set. And then, yeah, you can set these up. This will do. Rabbit comes along. You have them actually buried in the ground a bit. And you now caught one. Or any animal. I might actually get some rust remover. Yeah, that's why these ones are now banned. But I thought that was a pretty cool find hidden in the back of the shed there. So, again, if shit comes to shit and need to, and I think they're just bloody cool. So, there we go. That's me cleaning the shed and off-grid burglar alarm. I know that Penn and Teller used to do one with all the traps and stuff like that, and they used to set the traps off. And watching it, I actually realised something when I was watching them do those tricks. So when they have the trap set, traps actually set, because one of the drawers comes down underneath the little tab just here, and then that lifts up and it locks it into place. And as soon as something pushes down on here, because of the upwards force being pushed on that little tab just there, it locks it in place. And as soon as something touches down on that, releases it and they shut. I was watching Penn and Teller when they removed stuff from the traps, the sandwich that he used to make. He'd have it set up, but the traps were set up in a way so that they weren't fully flat. They were kind of sitting up, and he would come in under the jaw and grab it, but push down, and it would set the trap off. But his hand was nowhere in the actual way of being down in the middle of the trap. So yeah, something I learned watching Penn and Teller's one. But I just think these are bloody cool. And I mean, they're old. They can do with a good cleanup because it's smothered in rust. But yeah, always be prepared. And who was it that said the off-grid security alarm? So, burglar alarm. Yeah, GK man. If I find out you're going to try and come around to my house, I'll have these set up for you. Of course, biggest thing when it comes to old but still hurt, exactly, like me. Old, but I'm still hurt. One of the big things that a lot of people don't realise as well is always really important. Especially when you go to the middle of like virtually nowhere. Water. Water always gets overlooked. I have this full of water and the tap on it whenever we go away, and it's labelled as water. And wood, I always take little hatchets in the back of my ute. If I make it out of Ballarat, it'll be a bloody miracle. The only time I actually leave Ballarat is to go down to Melbourne to do shopping at Costco, or if I have to travel for like a course. Like going over to Adelaide, that was the worst drive of my life, hungover. And then probably would go away camping, but we're never actually that far from home. But yeah, always having a lot of water. One thing that people always overlook when they go away. What's that? 20 litre toilet that I purchased, which is I told the kids, not for ones, only for twos. And stuff like that. I've got the sanitizer and the chemical and yeah. Only because I like to go away from people when I go camping. I don't like people there, so I try to find off-grid areas to go camping. Yeah, exactly. It's why it's blue plastic is water. And the amount of water that you go through when you're camping, a lot of people don't realise you got water for cooking, you got water for drinking, you got water for washing your dishes up, stuff like that. Washing yourself down. You go through a lot of water. That's why I drink beer. What was that? GK, you could be here tomorrow. It's going to be crazy here. Trump's coming to town. How's that going to be crazy? But I won't get into politics. So I think I'm pretty much cleaned up enough and organised enough now. Most of my stuff's organised, cleaned. I think I'm pretty much right. For my house is always spotless for the house inspection, so you could beat up the sniper's hole by the FBI. And that's my, as I said much earlier on the live stream, my little fire starting kit when I'm out camping. So I can actually set up a fire and light a fire without the use of a cigarette lighter or matches. And it's a good skill to teach the kids. I teach them how to do it. But they know the rules that they can't do anything unless I'm there. And it's usually the eldest that I get to. The younger two, they're the ones that get all the little sticks and we teach them how to build the bundle and that stuff. So I'm going to end this live stream because I haven't eaten yet. That's all. And what is the time? Let's have a quick squeeze. It is nearly 3 o'clock. And I just realised I haven't eaten yet. No wonder I'm feeling hungry. I think I've got some leftover pizza in the fridge. Because I did purchase a family-sized pizza last night for dinner and ate 3/4 of it. Now I'm like, I could finish the rest, but no, I'm just going to have an ice cream instead. I've got ferro rod and some fat wood. I've got char cloth in there. I've got some fat wood. I've got 2 ferro rods, my starter. I also make my char cloth from the only time I ever buy makeup pads. I don't wear makeup, as you can see, but because they're pure cotton. And I have a tin Christmas biscuits. It's what the tin actually comes in handy for. But little tin, you can see it's got crap build up on the top of it. Punch a hole in the center, and you stick your cotton cloths in here. Stick it over your flame. You can use the gas stove or the wood stove or anything like that. Stinks, and all the vapors will come out, and you actually char the cloth. And it's so easy to light a fire from char cloth. So So I actually got to make some more char cloth. But it's always a good one that you can actually make when you're out and about and stuff like that as well. So it's always good to have redundancies. So, as I was saying, yeah, I'm going to go and get something to eat before I waste away. Although I probably won't. Finish cleaning in here. My house is clean and spotless. I just like to go overboard. My old the old real estate agent I had, she left and moved up north. So I had a new guy, but she always used to say, I expect your house to look lived in. She goes, you always have your house looking like a display home. I'm like, that's the way I like it. She goes, we do expect it to look lived in. I'm like, yeah, but it cleans better. I do have inside a piece of flint, stone, and striker, but it works, but I'm not that good with it. I much prefer the ferro rods. It's much more reliable. If it gets wet, it still works. Unlike a cigarette lighter or matches and stuff like that. So, yeah. I might clean up those shelves later today if I get a chance, if I remember. But anyway, stay safe. Check out. I was going to say the description down below. I didn't put anything in there. I was hoping to do a live stream where I could have other people join. See you, Elijah. Good to see you. Long time no see. So I was trying to do a live stream where I could actually have a few people on here, but for some reason it wouldn't let me do it off my phone. It just kept cutting it out. So if you're interested in doing a live stream chat with me, let me know. Send me a message. We will organise one, and I'll run it off my laptop rather than off my phone. So that way I can better see comments, control everything. And we can actually have like a round table discussion in a way. That hopefully won't go too off topic like Daryl and I normally do if we have the chats. And stuff like that. So let us know. Send me a message if you're interested in that. And yeah, don't forget to check out the website, doubt.com.au. You can purchase some of our awesome products like the Master Keys, Viking bands, 3D printed stuff, and I will get the file for that other stuff and do it. And that, so I've got to clean up my 3D printers, they're a bit messy. So anyway, stay safe. Stay warm if it's cold where you are, stay cool if it's hot where you are. And till next time, keep bloody legal. And cheers, guys.